Good morning, everyone. My name is Oswald Jenewein, and I'm an assistant professor in architecture. Today, I'm going to talk about community-engaged initiatives in architecture as part of this MAFE program. Thank you for joining this presentation. There's two courses I aim to develop, one of which will happen this June. It is a course called Territorial Strategies and will be part of the global impact focus within MAFE. However, this is about a month in the future. The course that we have already established this semester and is currently ongoing is the course Productive City Landscapes, which is also a MAFE course focusing on community engagement. Within this work, I started to think about where is really the work of community engaged design as it relates also to a faculty member and our trajectory. So my goal is to see community engaged work as it relates to my research and also includes teaching and service components. I would like to quote here the handbook for the Maverick Advantage program and say, as an engaged scholar, the academic trilogy is integrated and broadened rather than viewed and actualized as separate and distinct domains. In this sense, I try to do everything I can to involve the students in my engaged scholarly activity, and to an extent, this also includes service. Within my research that focuses on climate adaptation of the built environment, my teaching initiatives on ecological design, and my service in academic, professional, and civic partnerships, I like to engage interdisciplinary collaborators, students and scholars, academic institutions, professional organizations, civic partners, and communities. And again, as much as possible, we would like to integrate student experience into this plan. Community and stakeholder engagement for me is a method to achieve an objective or outcome. In that sense, as an architect in my scholarly and design work, I try to declare community engaged work as a scholarly activity that undergoes peer-reviewed processes and is then published in interdisciplinary venues and ultimately disseminated for the general public and especially also for the communities we engage with. In teaching, I want to make sure that community engaged work fulfills the curricular goals, is approved by the department leadership, clearly stated in the syllabus, and can be measured and reflected upon. And in service, again, I try to engage academics, professionals, and civic groups, and ultimately develop and provide measurable outcomes and achievements within this work. Now, for this particular course, Productive City Landscapes, we have defined course goals to achieve certain learning outcomes. As for the MAFE component, that one is found here in participatory engagement, where we focused for the students on developing a basic understanding on how to use qualitative and quantitative methods while working with communities in the field to gather, assess, analyze, and reflect upon collected data. We also aim to develop intermediate understanding of working with a specific case study to develop design strategies based on community and stakeholder input. As you can see here, this is the participatory design process we are following in a longer term research and design project where several courses could become part of this. And in particular, this MAFE component tries to engage students in this particular field where they help us in a community workshop to lead focus groups, to categorize topics, to discuss and synthesize content, to collect data qualitatively and quantitatively, for instance, with interviews, and then in the process of transcribing, counting, and processing the information before we then take it further. I would like to show you here a quick video on an initiative from last spring, right before the Corona pandemic hit. you can see UT Arlington students working directly with communities, in this case in the city of Ingleside on the Bay in South Texas, as part of the course that laid the foundation for this MAFE course. As benefit of our course, we try that students engage with faculty members also from other departments, that students contribute to research projects, that students engage with communities and stakeholders off campus, that they assist in analyzing and collecting data, that they develop their own projects in response to community feedback, and also develop professional skills, preparing them for the professional world. We evaluate and reflect upon the work and give them 5% of the final course grade for their reflections, which we do collectively as a group right after the community workshop and at the end of the semester. And ultimately, students reflect also individually and submit a written reflection at the end of the semester. Students also participate in the pre and post service learning survey, and we also have our community partners evaluate our performance. In the end, I'm also trying to include as much as possible the data we collect in these workshops in my research and creative work to ultimately find peer-reviewed venues of publication in scholarship and creative work. Thank you very much for your attention. Please let me know if you have any questions.